Welcome back, guys. We're here today. What we're gonna do is basically plant the mulberry cuttings that I got from Jack Rowe Farms. I've actually put the cuttings in water overnight, and today we're gonna go ahead and plant them. Hopefully I get a bunch of seedlings from these cuttings. As much as possible, we like to try to reuse things around the house that can be used for gardening. So this is a perfect example. There's a lot of these 10 liters water bottles that gets used because as most of you guys know, you can't really drink the water straight off the tap here. And the reasoning is because of bacteria and whatnot. They do sell these bottled waters that are either distilled or mineralized, and so I'll be using one of these today. I'll basically cut the bottle in half and use this bottom portion here as pots. Probably put a couple of drainage holes as well, just to make sure that the pot doesn't get overwatered. But yeah, so these are perfect things that you can reuse for planting seedlings, or even just putting some existing plants and growing from these bottles. So here we go. So we'll basically cut the bottle in half and then go from there. All right, so we got the bottle here. I'm just gonna remove this excess plastic and add some drainage holes here at the bottom, and then I'll go ahead and fill this up with soil. All right, so once you got your container all filled up with soil, I'm just gonna go ahead and spike these in the ground like so. I'm gonna put them as close as possible. At this point, I'm not looking to grow them as the actual seedling. I'm gonna try to get these cuttings rooted, and once it's rooted, I'm gonna basically transplant them into their own separate pots. And once that's done, we're gonna go ahead and water it. As you can see, water is actually seeping out of it, so that should be plenty enough. And then so now I guess we wait. I believe good indication that the cuttings have successfully rooted is when you start seeing actual leaves growing out of these cuttings here. So look at that. We're already getting some a couple of strikes there, and if we look really close there, we are getting some buds there developing, and there's some leaves already showing there. Gotta say, I'm pretty satisfied with what I've purchased from Jack Rowe Farms here. Very promising. And this is how the mulberry cuttings are progressing. And as you can see, there's a bunch of leaves now, and even stems starting to grow. And actually all of the cuttings are successful at this point. There's only one that's 50-50, which I would say it's this one, although there is a bud starting to form there. So there's a possibility that this one will be successful as well. But yeah, so far so good. I'm gonna slowly start exposing this to the sun so that it starts growing even further. And the mulberry is now fully grown and ready to get transplanted into individual pots so that they could we could continue to grow them as an actual tree at this point. And as you guys can see, there's full leaves on each of them. So here we are again with the rest of the mulberries. You guys will notice there's lesser cuttings here. The reason behind it is I went ahead and planted some earlier. And if you see here, there's one of them sitting over here, right inside our chicken pen. That's another video that we're going to be doing pretty soon, is show you guys the chickens that we have on our property. The area is not fully complete yet. I actually still have to build their chicken coop. So for now, the chickens are all roaming around free range here. What I decided to move forward with is actually grow native chickens. So yeah, so stay tuned for that one. But for now, I'm basically going to show you guys where the mulberries are. Mulberries are really good for chickens, and that's one of the reasons that I went ahead and planted some inside so that they're basically directly accessible to the chickens. The leaves are good for them, the berries are good for them, and it's basically free food for them at this point. So one is actually here. The rest I'm going to leave it here for now. But the second one right on this corner, which you guys will notice, is they already started eating through the leaves here. So they've been pecking on the leaves of this one. So at this point, I'm willing to sacrifice a couple of them just to see. But as you guys will notice, they are feeding on the actual leaves of the mulberry. We'll move it back here. And again, this whole area is basically our free-range chicken pen here. And you guys, I guess the dogs decided to tag along with us. This is Patch, Snow, and here's Max trying to chew on some twigs here. So as we move forward here at the back, of course I want to make sure that we have some accessible for us. So I went ahead and planted two of the cuttings right here, right in the corner, where, as you will notice, they're doing quite well. The leaves are really big right now at this point, and the whole plant is actually growing very well. So two over here, and I got one more over there. And right now, I gotta say that growing the mulberries from cuttings was successful. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I think we're gonna end our vlog for today. With that said, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and make sure to hit that notification bell. We're actually settling really well in our province life, and at this point we're starting to do all sorts of activities towards sustainability and trying to grow our own food. So I guess until next time, bye.